Welcome everybody to Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, JB Owen, and I am always excited to be here to talk about ways to ignite humanity, ways that we can step into our lives and become the greater versions of ourselves. Well, I just want to share with you this morning, I was listening to my very good and amazing friend, Mr. Les Brown. He was on YouTube talking about you've got to go for it. You've got to walk boldly forward and overcome your fears. I thought that was so amazing. I literally picked up the phone and called him and said, Les, I'm listening to you on YouTube and I just love your message. Of course, he's an amazing individual. If you've not heard the phenomenal Les Brown, please go to YouTube and listen to some of his sharing. He is so motivational and inspirational and transformational. He's got the full deal. And he really inspires me. And I think every single day we need to step into inspiration. We need to look to people who are sharing things that make us feel good about ourselves. And that's why we do this show. I would love to have one of our guests, something on this show, something that we share, truly inspire you and make you feel like you want to go forward boldly in your life and overcome some of your fears. And so we've got guests on the show that show up who have gone boldly forward in their lives and overcome some of their fears to do things to ignite humanity. And we all need to be focused on igniting humanity because we want to build the best future and the best world possible for each and every individual on the planet. And so our guests are going boldly forward, and we want to encourage you with their stories, their ignite moments, that precious time in their lives where something happened for them, that they changed, they got inspired, they got excited, they decided that despite their fears, they were going to do something in their lives that made them feel the best versions of themselves. And from that experience, they now want to help others, ignite others, live in a way that empowers others. And that really is, I think, part of the human experience. As human beings, we actually want to help each other. We want to be there for one another. And so this show is really about that, the gifts we have to give, and the amazing opportunities that we can share. All right, well, we got a little technical difficulties with our guests. My producer will let me know when it's good to go. But in the meantime, let me share, if you want to know what's happening on Ignite Humanity, go to our website and see all the fun things we're doing. We are creating a compilation book, which is allowing you to write your story, your Ignite moment in one of our amazing books. We are on our 20th compilation book, and Ignite Humanity will be one of the next. And it's all about ways that you can tell your story that is helping humanity. And we would love to have you be a part of it. Go to ignitehumanity.life and you can see everything that we're up to when it comes to igniting the world. That's right. And you can be a part of it. And also we're doing a documentary and a docu-series, some fun things going on with Ignite Humanity. We would love for you to be a part of that process. All right, well, let's meet our amazing guests going boldly forward and doing some phenomenal things. A series of circumstances made Tara Lehman realize that the city she lived in St. John's, Newfoundland, up in Canada, needed to have a singles event series, primarily speed dating. And before long, Tara was known as the Love Diva, bringing people together in a conscious way. From there, she began an event consulting career and has become a certified virtual events coordinator, helping people create their own events, working with popular international artists. She's always been admiring concerts and private events and fundraisers and public speaking events. She does a lot. I absolutely love her. She's helped us with some of our amazing Ignite events. She's an incredible individual, and I love to welcome her to the show. Good morning. Unmute yourself, my darling, and tell us a little bit about you. Yes, I know it happens all the time.
Okay. On my screen, I looked all fuzzy, but now that I'm more lit up, it looks better. Anyway, thank you for having me. I'm glad this pulled together.
Yes, well, welcome to Ignite Humanity Live. We're talking about ways to ignite humanity. It's Tuesday, so we love to talk about things that awaken us. We have a theme every day, and today's is awakening. And so, speed dating, igniting humanity, let's make the correlation. It's really about connections. It's really about bringing people together, making people feel connected. We all want to feel like we belong. We all want to be in community. Tell us a little bit about the power of connection in your opinion and how we can ignite people by creating really powerful conscious connections.
Absolutely. I mean, going back to the speed dating, honestly, I personally was having a hard time making meaningful connections as I was a single woman looking for what is a real way to connect with somebody versus online. And because I felt that way, I thought, well, how many other people must feel that way? So, because I have a love for event coordinating, I said, I'm going to try a singles event series, and more specifically, speed dating. And so I didn't end up doing it myself because I was too busy running it. I couldn't use that service to meet people myself, but I was helping others do it. And there were some marriages that came of it, or just some real good friendships. And it really took off because, again, the city I was living in had never seen it, but I knew it was done in other cities, and it took off better than I could have thought. So really, the warm fuzzies, bringing people together like that, because people are so frustrated with the online world. Meeting people online is not a natural human connection. So
And
in person.
is there some ways that you would like to suggest? For example, just let's widen it a little bit. When you meet somebody for the first time, or when you're looking to create a connection with somebody, are there some tools or some key suggestions that you could share with the viewers about just how to engage and begin that conversation with people in a positive way?
Yeah, I think when people, let's say they do meet online and they go on that first date, a lot of people are afraid to step outside the comfort zone and do something other than meet someone for a coffee date. It's just our natural go-to, right? But some of the most successful ones I have heard of and even gone on myself are people who really step outside the box when it comes to really unique first date nights. And I find that those connections last longer because somebody's made the effort to do that. So I find that's really, really important, because if you're going to stand out from, and not even just dating, but it could be a job interview, it could be anything, you have to think outside the box to make yourself stand out.
I remember one time I had some really great advice. They said, when I was single, they said, you want to be the person you want to meet. And I thought that was really
Yeah,
interesting, because they said, if you're overweight, if you're struggling, if you're unhappy, if you're not getting along with your family, you're going to attract a mirror of that. And those people are going to be unhappy and overweight and not getting along with their
yeah,
family. And it was a really good advice for me, because it made me realize, like, I had to work on myself first. And the whole idea of igniting humanity is, it starts with self. It starts with us. And so if we want to attract the right people into our lives, we actually have to be the mirror for them, because that really is the vibration that we're sending
yeah.
out to others to bring to us. Would you agree that it sort of starts on the inside first?
It does, absolutely. And I could say one of the most unique date nights that I had, not just keep back today, but somebody paid attention to the mirroring in my life, the things that I was interested in. And the first thing they did was invite me to dance lessons for our date night. So they paid attention to what my passions were, something I recognized in myself that was a healthy way to be and a fun way to be. And so, yeah, being in those environments is where you'll really, really connect with people. And
Now, one of the things that I love about your story is that a problem becomes, there's a problem, you come up with a solution, and the solution turns into an initiative, or it turns into a mission, or it turns into like a life project. And so you took a problem where you were, struggling with online dating, and you wanted to create an environment. You then built something that was going to help other people, and now it's become part of what you do. You do a lot of event coordinating, you do a lot of things to bring people together. How do you feel connection and really, when we're thinking about humanity, a lot of people, obviously with COVID, they've been alone, they've been separated. People are just starting to come back together. Can
yeah.
you share some of the ways, or some of the importance, I guess, for individuals to be in community and to be in collective?
One thing I can say just leading up to that is, as a result of the singles events, I actually ended up spilling over to the relationship coaching business. And I didn't do it for very, very long, but it was that was really heartwarming, the connections. I went from helping the single people to helping couples keep connections, because that was especially hard during COVID. So people had to make that effort, right? So that was a beautiful way to help people connect, to help them, like you say, identify a problem and help pull them in. And so it was interesting how that naturally came to me. And then of course, just when it comes to events, that's just a natural way for people to connect, no matter what type they need to get out. Again, COVID's over, they need to get out to events, connect, find people they have things in common with again. And I think everyone's still just barely coming out of that COVID reality to get comfortable and be that way. So to coordinate events where I get people out is just like, it's so heartwarming to see that, see people excited about it again, and to be somebody that can help make that happen. I do a lot of business events now, so I find that particularly interested because businesses are needing to make new connections as well.
I remember you doing an event. It was so charming where we all got to come online and you had a musician playing and we all had a dinner. Like we had dinner in our own houses with our own partners and our own family. But then we all came online and we were all eating and you had musicians there. Like it was so creative. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So that started when did, so I'm going to say around March or April when COVID first hit and people weren't zoomed out yet, because there was just kind of that window where people were okay being on Zoom a lot. And so it started with an event, a group I called Anything But COVID, because I wanted people to come on and talk about anything but COVID. I needed people to reconnect. Let's talk about what's great in life. And actually, a lot of beautiful friendships came from that because it was strangers coming on all over. I was on the radio talking about it. People love, I mean, it was just a fantastic way to communicate with people. And then that spilled over into weekly concerts online. So I was able to provide musicians who had no income at that time to pay them a little bit of money and come hang out online with us for a couple of hours. And yeah, people would come and eat and drink and listen, and it was fabulous. And I did it not for the business opportunity of trying to, like, it was basically free, because I just, even for my own sanity, my own connection with people, it needed to happen. So yeah, and then that lasted about 3 or 4 months, and then people were zoomed out, and it was like, okay.
I like the conversation of anything but COVID, and I kind of it kind of makes me think of anything but complaining or anything but commiserating, because it's true. Sometimes we get together and we do complain and we do commiserate. And you know me, I love that word positivism. Whenever we're talking about something negative, we always positive it. How do we put the positive spin? How do we bring in the positive? You've had a lot of situations in your life where you've had to pull in the positive. Share a little bit about an ignite moment for you and some of the things that, because people feel like, oh, JB's guests, they've got it all together. Their lives are perfect. Everything is great for them. But I really love to dive into the fact that every single one of our guests has overcome challenges and gone through trials and tribulations, and they've used that as fuel to really help them be great at what they're great at. And I think you have a story that has pushed you forward to be the best version of yourself.
Which one is that? I have lots of
Well, one of the things I love about you and is so brave is that, you and I don't know if you talk about this publicly, but you don't drive and you have certain
No.
situations that your life is different because of something, and you just push through that. You keep going. You always are making lemonade out of lemons.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. No, in your Ignite Health and Wellness book, and you're right, I spoke about my epilepsy and how you could let yourself say it'll hold you back from everything you want to do. But it's more about, recognize your limitations. We all have them, but just recognize them and don't assume that there's things you can go out there and do. We all have something that if we let it hold us back. Like, so what? I can't drive because I have epilepsy. Some people think that's the end of the world. Who cares? So
I know you're so great. You cycle, you ride, you walk, you go out places. You're always venturing. I literally was in St. John's and Tara's down the street and I'm on this side of the street and we're waving and running to meet each other because we haven't seen each other for a while. You're out and about. I never see you let anything hold you back, especially your epilepsy. You never ever not do your life because of it, in my opinion.
No. Yeah. And, and personally, I mean, I ended up, I don't know who on this call knows where St. John's, Newfoundland is, but that's on one side of Canada. And then Kelowna, where I met JB, was on the other side of Canada. I was there. And then, you just talk about connection and, making sure you're in the right place at the right time. I ended up moving back to Newfoundland for love. So, it's not there. Again, there's been so many things I've gone through, right? Where you make sure you take care of yourself and get those limitations out of the way, because you could so easily just say, yes, what, I can't drive, or, oh, the love of my life is on the other side of the country, or, and then I had to start all over again when I got here. I needed to find a new job. I needed to find a new place to live. And there's all these things that you could let get in your way, but that's not going to get you very far. Tell
Well,
that to
today
my
is
20-year-old
about,
self.
of course. Today is about awakening. And I think that word is interesting for a lot of people. What does awakening mean to you?
Oh my, that could mean two things. Like, you could have had all kinds of goals on your plate, but you procrastinate. And then something I think will happen that triggers you to be like, aha, time to do this. And maybe timing is everything. But to me, an awakening is really when that moment comes that kicks me in the butt to do the things that have been on my mind, because I'm horrible at procrastinating. Or I'm good at procrastinating.
Procrastination and I are friends.
So yeah,
but then you awaken, and you awaken to the what? You awaken to the possibility, you awaken to the accomplishment, you awaken to the fortification. Like what brings you to that? I'm pushing through procrastination.
It could be kind of like a make it or break it moment. Like you have to do it now if you're ever going to do it. And helping collaborate in your books is an example, because all the time in my life been like, I want to write a book, and then never did. And then, connections with you and this awakening that, wow, this opportunity is in front of me, and to work with a great person. And there's no excuse for me to say I can't write a book now, because it's there in front of me. So stop procrastinating and sit down and do it. And I love you for it. So yeah, that's
right back at you. Well, it's interesting because I always say we prepare for your prayers. And I heard that from TJ Jakes, who talks about when you have an idea and you want it and you wish for it and you hope for it. Like you said, always wanted to write a book. Well, prepare for your prayer, because one day, JB Owen will show up and be like, okay, it's time to write your book, or life will show up, or an opportunity will show up, or everything you've been wanting has showed up. And I feel like, your love story across the country, and then you moving back to Newfoundland, you having this amazing job. Now you're a pillar of the community. It's always like we're preparing for our prayers, but we have to grab hold of them when they show up.
You do. Yeah, absolutely. And, and then as far as like other writings, I mean, you should see my computer full of like all of these ideas to put in more and more and more books. And, this awakening has happened where I'm going to do that in all kinds of different types of books. And then when it comes to awakenings in like my day-to job, professional job, I had a real awakening there that even though it's a part-time job for me, I'm the executive director with a chamber of commerce. I have realized that I'm with a company that lets me work on my own schedule, and it's not like, thank goodness, a lot of employers aren't like that. So that's been a real awakening, that as I, let's say another job opportunity came along, I know my expectations now that I will not, it goes against my personality to do a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And that may sound like kind of silly, but that is an awakening. That is, I know what I want. And if it means I'm working less hours because of that bar I've set, that's okay. Like I'm following what I want. I don't want to be stuck in that box anymore. I'm 46 and I, only want to be working at what I like
what you love. Well, it makes me think of the third principle in Igniting Humanity. It says, instill true happiness and inner peace. And so let's unpack that a little bit. I feel like you have a lot of true happiness with your relationship and the work that you do and where you live. And you also have that inner peace that you've come to peace with your epilepsy and with your situation and with all of that. Is there any tools you can give the listener about how to accept and instill true happiness and inner peace in them?
I, a few years ago, I've always been okay with my epilepsy, but about 3 years ago, a particularly bad situation happened to me, which was a real awakening for it. And I think you need to just go, this is me. Like I don't know if it's just a tool or set, but just sometimes something will happen to you. Like I became very injured that particular time. And, you have to take that as that tool. The tool is almost that something really bad has to happen to kick you in the butt again. So I think you just have to hang on to those memories. Don't forget that those things happen to you, and just accept that that's who you are as a person. It's not a problem. You don't have, again, the limitations. You aren't branded as someone that you're an epileptic, like, so what, or any condition. It doesn't define who you are. So you need to remind yourself of that. And sometimes that tool is something pretty extreme has to happen to you to build your toolbox and put something else in there and go, no, that's okay. I can survive this. And, this is what I need to do.
Well, it's kind of like at the beginning of the show, I said, like, go forward boldly and overcome your fears. I think a lot of us have to do that daily with different things. We have self chatter, we have things that we fear
Mhm.
about our, our work, our lives, our finances, our relationships. And that essence of going boldly forward. You boldly moved across the country. You boldly wrote your story. You boldly decided to do something in your community that nobody else was doing. Is there some qualities around going boldly forward that you feel our viewers would benefit from listening to you and your story?
I think there was a time where I held myself back saying like, "Oh, people aren't gonna like my ideas. What do I have to offer them?" You go through that whole race in your head because I'm very outgoing and come up with new ideas outside the box like you do, right? And some people just think that's too much. Like, let's go back to that post the other day, and they don't know what to make of you if you're outgoing and too much and all that. So you hold yourself back from that. And I stopped doing that. If somebody
Mhm.
doesn't like my ideas or like that I'm outside the box, I just can't care anymore. And now, because I let that go, I'm, in my opinion, more, more professional and more successful as a result. People appreciate my personality, but for a while I didn't think they would because I'm, going back to what we were talking about, those
Mhm.
quiet people who are afraid to express their opinions, they don't know what to make of you. So then
Right.
you hold back and you make yourself small because and that, no, you can't
Yeah,
expect.
again, going back to that principle, like, you want to instill true happiness and you want to have inner peace. And the only person that really can unfold that for you is you. Nobody knows what your true happiness is. Nobody knows what inner peace is for you. And I always smile because there's so many different places on the planet. There's so many different cities, countries. You live beautifully next to the ocean. I live in the prairies. I mean, there's so many places, there's so many situations, there's so many opportunities. Wherever it is you are in your life, you have to
Yeah,
reach that true happiness and inner peace, and it's all available. It's all possible. We all get an opportunity. We can move, we can shift, we can change partners, we can meet the right people.
yeah,
We absolutely can marinate our lives into exactly what it is we desire so that we feel at peace. And you and I have talked a lot about, life is not about one emotion. It's not just one thing, like, I just want to be happy or I just want to be peaceful. There's a multitude of feelings that we actually want to put into the cauldron of the fabulous thing we call life. In closing, I would love for you to share, because relationships is a big thing for a lot of people, finding the right person. Let's just go back to being you, working on you first. How can you share with our listeners, the best way for them to step out today and ignite their lives and ignite humanity?
I think, and this is an old saying we've all heard, but you have to surround yourself with the right people as well. And that's the point of my, not just personally, but career that I'm in, is I've found my people of people who really believe in me and what I'm capable of. And that helps build you up. You need your village, not trying to go
Mhm.
with these cliches, but it really does matter. You need to find your people. It's a lonely existence otherwise. And those people will protect you and make you see things about yourself that you don't necessarily see. So
Yes.
that's really important to me.
Well, you know what? You are my village, and I wanted to say thank you to you. Tara and I met actually under very difficult circumstances, and we created a great friendship because of it. And it's just been a solid, beautiful, amazing friendship ever since. We live on other end of the country, but I know anytime I need anything, I can absolutely reach out to her. And whenever we are in the same neighborhood, we do everything to see each other. And I just truly want to say that that's an ignite moment when you can take a hardship or a trial and you can turn it into a beautiful friendship. And I just want to say thank you. If anybody wants to reach out to Tara, go to her website. You can see it below. She is great support, a super individual, igniting humanity. Thanks so much for being on the show, girlfriend.
I look forward to connecting with you on your next bike tour.
So you got it. I'll be biking right up to you. All right, blessings. Well, as you can see, friendships matter, relationships matter. You really want to connect with the people. And as Tara said, surround yourself with a village of people. And it doesn't have to be a huge village. You actually only need a small group of people who I like to say quality over quantity. You want to concentrate a group of individuals around you who support you and mirror you and help you go boldly forward. You want people to push you and encourage you and support you and lift you up. And if anyone in your life is not doing that, they don't deserve to be there. You want to bring in the people who truly support you and want the very best for you, because you deserve the very best. Well, wherever you are on the planet, I send you my love and my hugs and my blessings. I know that you're watching this show because you want to improve your life and you want to ignite yourself in a way that will ignite others. So I encourage you to go to our website and get access to all of our episodes. Every single person that's been on the show is available at our portal and on our platform, 100% free to you and easy for you to access. We want to make it very, very convenient for you. We don't retarget you. We literally just give this to you for free. This is my way of doing anything I can, surrounding myself with the people I care about, and then offering their beautiful message, their words of wisdom, their golden nuggets to you, so that you can take that, instill it in your life, and then go out and ignite the lives of somebody else. Well, if you've got a great story and you are igniting the planet, please reach out to us with using our type form. Let us know what you're up to, and maybe we will have you on the show. Well, not maybe, definitely, because we want to expand our family and share with as many people as possible what we're doing to ignite humanity. So we want to hear from you. And honestly, in honor of the children out there in the world, I'd love to share with you that we are building schools around the globe, doing our very best to ignite literacy and ignite the lives of little people. So please go to our initiative, ignitehumanity.life/donate, and help us build a school in a community that definitely needs it to ignite the lives of people through education and literacy. And last but not least, I just want you to know that we are so excited about these episodes that we've turned them into a magazine. We've created a digital magazine from these episodes and the articles from these. We've created articles from these episodes, and we have created a digital magazine that includes the articles and the episodes of video embedded. It's super amazing, so much fun. Look, it's getting me all tongue twisted because it's so cool and it's so amazing. Go to the link below and you can get free access to that also. Well, have a great day wherever you are. Big blessings to you. We'll see you tomorrow. And it's all about inspiration. All right, take care and have a great day.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.